Hi, it's Colleen Schmidt from Divination Counseling Service, here once again to present to you the Transneptunian Zeus. Before I move on with Zeus, I just want to briefly review what a Transneptunian is. They're also referred to as the Uranian planets. They're also referred to as hypothetical planets. There are 8 of them in total. They've been used since the early 1900s. And they became very popular, particularly with Witt, who is the author of Rules for Planetary Pictures here that we have, and is still used today in the Hamburg School in Germany. So I'm going to stay with that whole Hamburg School Germany thing. And as we begin Zeus, I want to just point out a book written by an acquaintance and friend of mine, Michael Feast. And he actually has an ephemeris for the Transneptunians. So I needed it for some other work that I'm doing. So I'm going to read from his book because I think the keywords in here, which would be very similar to the keywords in this book, okay? But for Zeus, we're looking at focused activity, creativity, creation, gunshot, long-term goals, intent, ruler, controlled energies, machines, achievements, founding, beginnings, compulsion, coercion, constraint, restraint, leadership, leading, management, seed, and things that are near or brought near in distance. Okay. So I thought they were really good. And I want to start off with those because I think they kind of explain the idea of Zeus just by looking at the key words. Like every energy in astrology, we cannot denote it as either positive or negative. It doesn't have a positive or negative energy. It can be used positively. It can be used negatively. You could have a person who's a really good leader and they can incite and excite the people that they have underneath them. And they could have a really strong Zeus. Whereas a person could also use coercion as a way to manage his people, might also have a strong Zeus. But the Zeuses could be very differently aspected. So one person can use excitement while the next person has to use coercion. Also, the fact that Zeus represents the military, gunfire, gunshots. And this is really important for people who might study crime charts. I've done a little bit of dabbling in that study myself. And when you're looking at a crime scene and Zeus is really strong, then it's obviously a gun event. The same could be true of looking at lunar returns or solar returns for killers, murderers. They too would show that gun in their charts. That would be a big factor. So Zeus has some really dynamic aspects about it. It really is about management and leadership, and it is really about beginnings, but it's also about controlling and restraining, particularly controlling one's anger, restraining excitement in a way that allows the excitement to prolong through the whole process. The idea is that if you're working on a really big project, you want to be able to keep that excitement going. You don't want the excitement to die out because it can affect the final project. It can affect the bottom line. So you want to be able to keep the excitement going the whole time. You want to be able to have that Zeus, that energy. Zeus can determine these factors. Zeus with the moon, for example, through transit, could be talking about an increase in hourly production. You now have to work more hours. Zeus moon in a female's chart could be telling us that she's a very productive, she produces a great deal, very fiery, dynamic kind of woman. She might be passionate as well with a Zeus moon. So it really is an additive. It's like it's an adjective, if you will, on whatever planet it's affecting. And it can give a really good B12 shot and give you some really good excitement. Oh, Zeus is, in good aspects here, could give you a lot of excitement, but it can also give you a lot of anger that you have to then restrain. Because when there's a lot going on, there can be a lot going on with us emotionally. And restraining our emotions, Zeus moon, if you will, once again, sometimes is easier said than done. So check Zeus out in your chart. What house does it fall in? Does it have any great aspects? It could tell you more about your own personality. It could tell you more about any chart you then read. So if you have any questions, as always, contact me through the website divinationcounselingservice.org. Divination is spelled Divination, just the way it sounds. I'd also like, if you would, to like, share, and most of all, spread the word about our astrology and tarot. And until we meet again, happy readings.